Welcome everybody, we're back. Lick Arcade is here with us along with VGA, and I'm Apid Steve, and we're here doing Knights of the Round, which is an amazing Capcom beat-em-up game. It's probably my favorite one. I'm gonna be Arthur, and VJ is gonna be Percival. Right? That's what we're doing?
Yeah, I think that's what we're doing. I remember.
Yeah, so one of you guys, we were talking about this a little bit before this. One of you guys has to be Percival, and it's funny because look at those stats on screen. Lancelot, max speed, Arthur 4, and then Percival is 3. That's so deceptive.
It's very deceptive because Percival has a dash, and he's the only character who has a dash. They gave it to him because he was just too slow, I would assume, when they were testing. But the dash makes him just super powerful because he's got max damage and can go basically the same speed. So he's basically the most overpowered character in the game.
Yeah, so don't listen to those power and speed things because Percival's speed is like off the charts. Like those dots they should go off the screen. That's how fast he is.
Yeah, VGA is going to be despawning a lot of enemies, hopefully.
That's the plan.
All right, we'll count it down whenever you're ready, Mr. Arcade.
All right. In 3, 2, 1, go.
What is happening? Why is this happening to me every time? There we go. So see how much faster he is than me? He's like leaving me in the dust even though he has 3 speed.
Oh, nonsense. You'll make it eventually.
I will make it eventually, yes. One thing you can do with Arthur that I used to keep up with him is you can do a jump. For some reason, Arthur goes faster when he's jumping than when he's not jumping.
I was going to ask why you jump over and over again, but that makes sense.
If you see this, it's faster. See, I'm catching him. But if I just walk, it's slower. Which is really bizarre. We're going to be using M-Crash a lot, which is that super power move that you see there, and we're trying to manage our health the best way that we can.
Yeah, and if you're not familiar with beat 'em ups, you know a lot of beat 'em ups use this mechanic of like a desperation move, or in this game, it's called an M-Crash. I would imagine you guys are using it mostly for crowd control, but please correct me if I'm wrong.
It's damage and crowd control, and you can hit multiple enemies with it, which is obviously faster. Here we go. We're going to try to get him into a strat here that me and Vega developed. In co-op, if one of you is auto-attacking him from one side, he'll back up, and he'll back up right into the other guy, and you can basically juggle him back and forth with auto-attacks.
And what you can see Percival doing here is he's alternating between M-Crashes and what is called is it a hard slash? It could be
heavy attack, hard slash.
Heavy attack. So yeah, it adds a lot of stun lock to characters, and you can stun lock bosses with it, which leads to some really fast kills, and they can't really get out of your attacks.
I think we can despawn these guys. So basically the run is just trying to press the screen as hard as possible, like most beat-em-ups. You can despawn enemies on the left side of the screen, and then using the horse, because the horse is completely overpowered, just like Percival. So if I get on a horse, I can also be overpowered. But it's really easy to get knocked off the horse. We'll also hopefully be able to do a trick with the horse on one of the bosses. Maybe. Got it?
Yep.
If not. There you go. Pick it up again. One really fun thing about this game is that you have unlimited credits, and it's awesome. So you just get to play it and have fun, and you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry about it. Sometimes in speedrunning, that's a great thing.
And you guys mentioned, because of having unlimited credits and just trying to beat the game as fast as you can kind of abuse those M crashes and use those to your advantage to really take care of screens faster.
Yep, and We are dying sometimes unintentionally, but a lot of the deaths are intentional with specific screens. Trying to have enough M crash for a specific screen. Like here, there's gonna be some food here. So see, I'm gonna take that to supplement the boss here. Get him off. I got him twice with it there. You can actually hit the boss if you do it from farther away 3 or 4 times with that horse. If you can actually intentionally get off the horse and deal a lot of damage to the boss. We only got him with 2 there, unfortunately. A little out of practice with that trick. What VeeG is doing there is he is doing hard slashes on the boss. You can actually infinitely stun lock pretty much most bosses by doing hard slashes with Percival right when the boss gets up. You have to time it perfectly though.
Yeah, and it really looks like the horse. You didn't really see it here because you know, they tried to attack the boss with it, but you can also rush it towards a group of enemies to take care of them as well.
We don't use that very much in the speedrun. Me and VeeG, or VeeG, are the current world record holders for this game. By the way, guys, Feed the Kids is an awesome charity, and you could be donating to it. Lots of hungry kids in America. I'm happy to play some video games for kids. Thank you for all the donations so far. Lots of great runners coming up in other games. Hope you enjoyed the Ultra Beast race.
Absolutely. When are you guys gonna start doing races in this game?
When there's another co-op team, I guess.
When Spriven finds a partner.
Yes, Spriven. Spriven is a very high-level next player.
Yeah, he has a lot of records on the solo boards, correct?
Correct, yes. So shout-outs to Spriven.
So for most basic screens in this game, are you guys just pretty much trying to stick to edges and just kind of killing enemies before they get on screen, or are you guys kind of bringing them to center and then M crashing?
In this game, it's sort of, oops, that was my fault. Unlike Ultra Beast, you don't really want to kill them off screen because they can hang out over there in like the dead zone.
Yeah, and, that's why I asked.
Yeah, you don't want to really do that. You want to get them all on screen, and you can do that by M crashing. Whichever direction your character is facing is the direction the enemies will fly with M crash. So if you're at the edge of the screen here, like you see Arthur there, and I M crash off the screen, the enemies will move onto the screen. So it's you can sort of manipulate them by M crashing.
That's interesting. So you would go to the edge and then actually face
away from the edge.
Yes, face away from the edge, M crash to bring them onto the screen and then kill them faster.
Correct.
Right there, you guys definitely just demonstrated that. That's awesome. I always thought these like jester ninjas were really funny. Like,
yeah, they're weird. It's a weird character. It's like a wizard, but like Tom Hanks or like Burt Reynolds or something. I don't really know. I don't think I've ever seen that guy throw you before, PJ.
Yeah, he doesn't throw often. It's one of his attacks when you're really close, and unfortunately, I have the benefit of being very close to a person.
Yeah, with all those hard slashes, like you really have to get close. I mean, I would say if you're gonna say Percival has a weakness, that would be it. But
yeah, it's his range is the problem. But he's got the dash, so it's like kind of mitigated by the dash.
Yeah, it's very much a moot point because of the fact that he's just so fast that he can pretty much just get inside and stun lock you.
That's yours.
Oh. Yeah, I thought I was taking the intentional there. My bad.
Yeah, so one thing to note is you can see Arthur's health is very low, and you know, when your health is that low, you can't M crash anymore. So you just heard Steve saying like, "Hey, maybe I'll take the intentional death." I imagine you really have to weigh your options when you're in that situation.
Yep, and all the food in this game is mapped out. You know, we route out where the food is and where we're going to take intentional deaths, etc., etc. It's really just about having enough M crash on certain rooms, specifically the bosses or rooms that have knights and the hard to kill enemies.
Now, in terms of routing, do you think maybe there's room to expand and really cut off more time in terms of where to take food or take an intentional death?
Yeah, there absolutely is more time in the run for anyone who wants to go play it. It's a really fun game and a really fun run. There's plenty of time there to be saved. That run is no way perfect, but it's still a pretty good time. It's an under sub 20-minute time. Under sub, jeez.
Sub. It's a sub 20.
I haven't had dinner yet. I'm thinking of subs here.
I was gonna say, you got subs on the mind. That was a good boss kill there.
What we did there essentially was we used his stun lock by whenever he pounces on the ground, he essentially tries to jump out. My heavy swing can actually stop him from jumping back up into motion, and so you can infinite him there, but it's a very specific time.
Yeah,
so can you guys talk about the leveling system a little bit? I saw Arthur just took a level and his armor changed color. What exactly does the leveling up do?
It makes you deal more damage. You can also take more hits. I think it increases your defense, if I'm not mistaken. But the best thing that it does is it refills your health. And so you can actually sort of map out where you're going to take the level ups based on the number of enemies you're going to kill. Because the enemies are basically static. You're going to kill the same number pretty much every time.
That makes sense. So basically, you're leveling along with the game. There's really no manipulations to that.
Not really, no. You can have one character be slightly higher level than the other character, but that's pretty much the only thing you can really do with that. And again, just Percival heavy slashing the boss there, and then me using M Crash to manipulate where the boss is going to go so that he can get in a better position. Is this horse level?
Yes, it is.
Okay. This is a really funny trick here. So if you spawn the horse and then charge the screen, the horse just kills anything that it touches. So we got a couple of free enemy kills there. Oh, this is how dare you, man? How dare you? I was gonna show you a really funny way that the horse dashes, but I'm apparently not good at this game.
World record holder, I mean.
No, I'm just saying. Self-deprecation is a speedrunner's trick. Shit. I got caught on the backside. I always forget about that part. You have to kill this thing. One cool thing with Arthur is as he levels up, his auto strike gets really strong. Percival's is pretty much strong the whole time, so after a while I start to do enough damage where I can kill stuff by myself without Percival, which is fun. This horse got... Yeah, I got it, cool. So the horse is really strange. You have to attack downwards. When you want a strike in the opposite direction, you have to hit jump and a button and it'll swap you.
I was wondering about that because like you can see that you can turn the horse around.
Yeah, it's actually really annoying because it makes you vulnerable for the frames that you're doing that.
Yeah, the turnaround is not fast.
Is this horsey jump? Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna use my horse.
Yep. So I'm gonna M crash the boss here and get him in position. He's gonna horse.
Second. Pull forward.
And then he's going to take this horse here. We're going to attempt to get him. Oh, that's
right.
That's what I forgot. Okay. This particular boss has an infinite. When he does a certain move, he stops getting iframes. And you can just M-crash smash him like a whole bunch of times in a row. You got to get the horse onto it though. Like that. And you just shred that boss down. Sucks we messed up the first two times, but that's how it's supposed to work.
And Space Coast Kingdom, thank you for that 2,500 bits. That's huge.
Yeah, Yeah, thank you.
Well, I was about to ask if I could pop in and say that, but thank you very much. You did my job for me. Very much appreciated. Thank you so much.
I apologize for that. I was just so hyped.
Hey, you're good. Get excited. It's good to get the community involved.
Super hype.
Looks like everyone was getting hyped in the chat too. That's very generous.
That money's
Are there any
straight to hungry kids?
Are there any stages that don't have horses in them, or do they all have horses in them?
Most of the later ones do. There's a lot of really cool tricks you can do with the horse that VJ showed me. Like that boss trick that we just showed you there with the infinite damage, and then killing these knights and stuff like that. Cool.
Yeah, it really looks like Percival's putting in work on that horse, like just going in.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It looks overpowered.
So, this is another place where we use the horse. I just remembered.
Cheers.
Yep. And the M Crash has a huge range, as you can see. I can hit guys like pretty much everywhere with it.
Yeah, it looks like almost 3/4 screen.
Yeah, it's pretty far. It's almost full screen.
Which is funny because your sword is like, you know, so little. He's flailing it around like a maniac.
Taking intentional death here, so I can have some M Crash because there's some
You don't need to.
power-ups. I already did. Are we taking it on these guys?
Right now. There we go.
And then you got the top left one.
Yep.
So as you can see, in a lot of these beat 'em ups, like positioning is everything. So good communication between both of them as to which one is kind of taking point. Grabbing the horse and anything like that is key to really take care of the enemies on screen. And obviously, Steve and VeeG, you're neither of you are really you guys know your beat 'em ups for sure.
Yeah, we've played a lot of beat 'em ups. Just a metric ton of beat 'em up experience for us both. And so doing this together was pretty fun to do. This boss has a technique that makes him invincible for a very long time. When he falls down, you can actually block, which VeeG's going to do here because he's good. And then you can just get back in on the boss. Another trick that I do, because it's easier, is to just do as an M Crash, but you have to time it perfectly. So just do it right there. And then you can get in on the boss if you do that. It's basically the poor man's way of doing that. Timing the block there is pretty difficult, at least for me. This is actually a pretty fast boss fight.
You were saying the block mechanic, it isn't really like intuitive, you don't just hold down a button to block or hold back like you would in a fighting game or something. You actually have to hit attack and then back in like a certain amount of frames.
Yeah, VGA, you want to go ahead and explain that?
My apologies. So,
You're good.
question. What was the question?
We explained the block mechanic and the heavy attack mechanic.
So block into heavies are based off of necessarily you just hitting. In general, using the attack button, you either press forward afterwards, so not at the same time, but a little bit of a delay between. And so forward, of course, being your heavy attack for a hard swing, and then the backwards, if you press and hold back, then you will go ahead into a block stance. That block stance is available for you for about 3 seconds long, so if you mistime it, you can continue holding, and you will still be able to get your block.
And what are the advantages in blocking? Do you do it mostly against bosses, or when do you?
So yes, blocking does have one beneficiary, and that's really that you get iframes as a reward for it, so you can immediately counterattack.
Oh, that's probably great against certain bosses that have like a wake up attack or something like that if they're not in stun lock.
It's immensely useful. Some bosses are very quick-witted; they'll immediately attack again, and so that can be problematic. But that being said, at least getting another inch in, whatever helps. But usually, I'd say the most useful that it becomes apparent is probably within boss 1 and 2, and then finally the end bosses.
Also on Muramasa, with the boss we just fought, it's very useful on that boss.
I like the way Arthur's armor looks. Like, what's the max level you can get?
I actually don't know.
Huh.
If I'm correct, maximum level, he is currently in maximum level due to gold armor.
I was gonna say he looks pretty decked out. Like he's got the helmet, and everything's gold.
That death was intentional. I need to have M crash for the boss here.
I love the sprite on this huge boss. It's pretty cool.
It's a really cool sprite. It's not a very good boss because you can basically just cheese him, but that's a really cool idea at least. As far as medieval games go, Dungeons & Dragons style, this game is one of the best, if not the best, in my opinion. It's just the most fun.
You always hear about this and Dungeons and Dragons, both. And honestly, this game has a really good port for Super Nintendo. I mean, I'm not sure about speedrunning it. You can probably weigh in on that, Steve. But the port for Super Nintendo is good. Obviously, my name's Lick Arcade. I'm always gonna go for the arcade version, but no surprise there. However, you know, this and Dungeons and Dragons are always talked about in terms of top tier fantasy beat 'em ups.
Yeah, I loved the Super Nintendo version as a kid. Obviously, I didn't have an arcade in my house like Lick does now. But I played the Super Nintendo one a lot. I rented it a lot. It's a really great port of this. It's basically functionally the same. It's one of the best ports I think that exists for a game like this. I mean, I don't really feel good or bad about playing either version. They're the same to me, which is saying a lot for the port. Whereas with Altered Beast, the arcade version is significantly worse in my opinion. But it's just me.
I'm glad I didn't get the commentators curse and say that it was a good port. And then you're like, actually, it's terrible. So yeah, I was gonna say playing it, casually, it felt like a great port to me, and a lot of ports back then, were hit or miss, but if we're talking Capcom beat 'em ups, which this is one of the premier ones, they're top tier.
Let me know when you want horse. Doesn't matter, I got it. As you can see, I'm just keeping the boss in the corner with my land crashes, so that VGA can hard strike. We got a lot of his health down with those.
Yeah, those hard strikes really do work.
That's time. That's a 21:38. That's a pretty good time for casuals.
It was honest. I actually got my final level up right at the end there.
Yeah. That is Knights of the Round. I highly suggest everyone go out and buy it. You can buy it on the Capcom Beat 'em Up bundle on the Switch. You can play it on Fightcade and other various sources. It's pretty much all over the place. Thanks for the GGs, Alrock. Appreciate you, my man. Thanks for the GGs, 2Snack. Appreciate all of you. Retro Runner, thank you. Thank you, Lick Arcade.
Oh, no problem. That was fun.
Thank you, VGA, for running with me on these two co-op games.
Yeah, I think they're both co-op. I was just here.
I don't know. Alrek didn't know Altered Beast was co-op.
I have to say, Percival lost his hair and looks a lot like Stone Cold Steve Austin now.
Yeah, or like maybe a Bruce Willis.
Yeah. I don't know if I see a goatee or not, but I'm thinking the lore continues.
The lore does continue. Yeah, I guess we'll let the ending play out a little bit here since it's really cool. But I just want to say thank you to Retro Gaming Live TV for letting me do some runs on this event. It's been really awesome. Please donate more to feed the kids and go to all the other Retro Gaming Live TV events and donate to those as well. This is an awesome page with an awesome staff. Thank you to Sparkover for getting us set up and dealing with our technical difficulties and reading donations. And yeah, I think that's all I got. What you guys got?
Yes. And I apologize for stepping on the toes of the donations, but I always get excited about the charity events, and Feed the Kids is awesome. Please, if you have the means to do so, you know, open the pockets, be generous. It goes to a great cause, and yeah, good GG's to you guys, and thank you for having me as a commentator. It was a great time.
Yeah, it was sort of last minute, and I appreciate you filling in. It was great. I was just messing with the L-Rack. I know you did, man. Just a little joke there. But yeah, I think that's it for us. Appreciate the time, guys. Thanks for watching. And hopefully you'll see me and VJ more at some Retro Gaming Live TV stuff.
And make sure you play some beat 'em ups out there, guys. They're fun, and it's a good way to play with your friends.
Yes. Check out Fightcade, guys. It's really great for co-op with netcode. It's a really cool software.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are almost across the country, clear, and you guys were able to run this and get a great time. So you have no excuses out there.
It's calling everybody out. All right, guys. Thank you, and take care. Unless you got something, VJ. You got something, VJ? Sorry.
No, honestly, I'd just like to extend the thanks. You guys pretty much covered it, and we just appreciate you all being here. Of course, share this to your friends, your dog, your grandmother. Everybody should be here.
And your cat. All right. Peace.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Take care.